Hi, Terry Dillon here. My company, TD Solutions, supports volunteer administrators to run their clubs better. I'm Vice President of my local football and netball club in rural Gippsland. And prior to creating TDS, I worked as a senior executive at some of the biggest sporting clubs in Australia. TDS has helped more than 500 clubs across 12 sports to not only survive but build incredible foundations to thrive. The number one issue for the club administrators who come to us is the lack of volunteers. They feel like they're holding back the tide, doing club work during business hours, spending their whole weekends dealing with club issues and having little or no time for anything else, including family time. Sometimes they've got their hand in their own pocket just to keep their club afloat. It's no fun. They're certainly not getting any enjoyment out of their club. And aren't clubs supposed to be enjoyable? Isn't that why we get involved in the first place? Sometimes it's one person or a small group who come into the club with some business experience. They might have run their own business successfully, or they've managed part of a much bigger organisation and they want to help their clubs enjoy the same success. But they find that running a club is not quite the same as running a business. In fact, it's quite different. They want to drive success and build growth at their club, but they don't know how because they don't know what they don't know. The point is this: first and foremost, you need to make sure that your club is structured in such a way to take the best advantage of the resources you have. If you've inherited a broken system, then you're going to keep having the same problems your predecessors had. You're going to flounder around not knowing what's broken. You don't know what to fix, let alone how to fix it. One of my favourite success stories is a club in the outer suburbs of Melbourne. Their treasurer came to us and she was beside herself. They had a pretty successful club on field. They had 15 or so teams from juniors to seniors, but they had a mountain of debt and were going backwards. The club was taking up her whole life and nothing she did seemed to help. In just a few weeks, we were able to identify the main problem areas and make a plan for the future. Within 12 months, the club was debt-free and the next year they had $80,000 in the bank. But the best thing for the treasurer was that she was able to get to her kids' games and enjoy her club instead of stressing over it 24/7. Here's a tip that works for everyone who's tried it at their club. Find your club's asker. Every club's got at least one. They're that person who knows everyone's name, is always having a laugh, is generally the life of the place. The asker's role is to ask people to get involved by helping out with some task or other. It could be a plumbing issue, getting some apparel, or sorting out a grant. Whatever it is, if something needs doing, track down the person who's most qualified to do it and get the asker to ask them to do it. You'll be amazed by how often people say yes, especially when it's something they're an expert at and can do easily. Remember, if you don't ask, you don't get. Find your club's asker. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed making it. If you think you know someone who could benefit from seeing it, please feel free to share.